Welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, Baseball Edition. I'm Terry, Tim beside me, Nick down below, and we are ready to break down some baseball. There is a loaded slate tonight. Still just 5 games, but hockey season is over. Friday, I believe, is the last regular season day.
Yay!
So going forward the next week, we'll definitely do maybe the full slate, maybe just under the full slate. We'll figure it out then. News alert. Tomorrow, there will be one show on at 1 o'clock, which we'll go over 5 baseball, 5 hockey. Still have best bets for each show in between. And we're just going to throw it all in one for tomorrow, the final Saturday of hockey season. So we will jump right into it here. The first game is St. Louis minus 126 in Cincinnati plus 108. A total 7.5 here. I do not have the pitchers up. I'm slacking hard.
It is Steven Matz for the Cardinals and Hunter Green for the Reds.
Yes. So in this one here, not one of the games I got to. Matz has not looked good this year. I think that's pretty fair to say that he hasn't looked good in his first 2 starts. But this Cincinnati team is really bad. So I don't really have much of a lean or any opinion. The Cardinals burnt me yesterday, so maybe I'm a little nervous to go on them because of yesterday. But I don't really trust Matz, but I'm definitely not backing this Reds team, so it's a pass for me. Tim, Cardinals and Reds, what do you think here?
I'm going to correct you on one thing. He didn't look good in his first start. His first start was 7 earned runs, 9 hits in 3 innings versus the Pirates. Second start was no runs, 3 hits in 5 2/3. So he had one bad start that kind of ballooned his ERA. Don't trust the ERA off of this one. Steven is going to have a decent year. I remember seeing him with the Mets. Obviously, he did not have a good 2020, did not have a good 2019. His 2021 in Toronto was all right. He's going to have a decent year this year. His ERA will go down. And against the team in the Cincinnati Reds that statistically has, I think, the second worst batting average, like team batting average. They have a 177 team batting average, which is second last only to Arizona, who has 176. Reds aren't going to hit tonight. And this is a good bounce, not really bounce back, but a keep kind of a rolling type situation for Steven Matz. I think he gets the job done. I think this St. Louis Cardinals beat the Reds tonight. So I got the Cardinals on the money line. I don't mind Steven Matz in this one.
All right. Yeah, he pitched pretty well for the Blue Jays last year. There were obviously some bad games, but for the most part, he did pretty well.
I will say real quick with him, it is good for Steven Matz that he is out of New York. I feel like the New York atmosphere was too much pressure for him. So in Toronto and in St. Louis, not as big of cities as New York. I think that's a lot better for him.
All right. Nick, any thoughts here, Cardinals and Reds?
Yeah, and I don't know about that New York thing with Steven Matz. This guy was a Stony Brook kid, so where he was born and raised on Long Island. But looking at the spot here, people are going to see Steven Matz that 7.27 ERA, 1.50 WHIP. The thing is, one thing that really impressed me with his last game is he kept his walks down, which is he's now at 1.04 walks per 9 innings. And a couple things that you want to look at is his FIP is only 2.36 and his Sierra is only 2.46, which are really good. So this guy is better than his numbers suggest right now. And I do like the Cardinals in this spot. And if I were looking at player props in this one here, I'd be looking at a Steven Matz strikeout prop, actually, which I think I saw at Bovada at 5.5 at -105. When we look at what this Cincinnati team has done offensively this year, the starting lineup, 1 through 9, only one has a sub 20% strikeout rate. We got 20 for India, 25 for Naquin. Votto's at 37.5. Aquino has struck out in half his plate appearances. Farmer 20%. Moustakas 40.6%. So this Reds team will strike out a lot tonight. And we do see Steven Matz around 11.24 strikeouts per 9 innings so far this season, which is about 28%. So I think Steven Matz over 5.5 strikeouts is an interesting look as well. But I like the Cardinals on the money line here.
Eddie agrees. He likes the Cardinals as well. Good luck. We'll jump into the next one here. San Francisco is in Washington facing the Nationals. It is Long versus Corbin here. Corbin, not really a pitcher that I would want to back. The Nationals, not really a team I would want to back. They got smashed by the Arizona Diamondbacks a few times. San Francisco has played pretty good baseball until they faced the Mets and then had a couple rough games there. But now they're going into Washington. Washington is a much different team than the Mets. I think this is a good spot for the Giants, and I'm on them here on the money line. Minus 130, not really a price that I'd love to play. Normally around minus 130 is like my cutoff. So because I do like the Giants here against an inferior Nationals team, I'm on the Giants full game here on money line. Tim, any thoughts here, Giants and Nationals?
This is kind of a little bit of a tricky situation. Yeah, Patrick Corbin has not been good the past couple of years. Ever since he kind of got his big contract with the Nationals, he's kind of sucked. And that's putting it lightly. Yeah, San Francisco is coming off of losing 3 out of 4 to the best team in baseball, so no real shame there. This is still a Giants team that I could see have a little bit of a bounce back spot. Sammy Long did pitch. He's coming out of the bullpen. So this is most likely going to be a pretty bullpen dominant game. He's had 2 2/3 innings of no hit baseball, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk this year. So Sammy Long is a solid pitcher, but he's only going to be going for a little while. He's not going to be pitching deep into this game. I could see him going like 2 innings or something like that. Luckily for the Giants, their bullpen is number 1 in baseball in team ERA with a 1.99 ERA. This year. So I think San Fran will be able to get the job done. And I think that they could even win this game 3-1, something in that nature. So I'd probably lean towards an under as well. But this should be a good game for the Giants to bounce back a little bit and kind of take a win.
Sounds good to me. Nick, any thoughts here, Giants and Nationals?
Yeah. See, this is a game I did not get to. And the Giants, I'm trying to see where they are ranking bullpen wise. They're actually 24th in the MLB in bullpen Sierra this year, which is not great. And they're taking on the Washington Nationals. It's about mid-pack. I think they're 15th here. I wouldn't back the Giants at minus 130 here. And it's just because I don't trust this bullpen for 7 innings, to be completely honest. I would lean towards the first 5 under in this game if I had to get to anything in this one here. Both these lineups have really struggled. And the only one, I see a lot of red on my spreadsheet here for these batting averages. And the only one I'm truly worried about on the national side here is Juan Soto, which 22.4 walk percentage. Jeez. But yeah, this is a game I did not get to. I would take a shot with the Nationals in the first 5 innings in this game if I had to lean anywhere, but I'm going to stay off this game. First 5 under, Nationals first 5 would kind of be my lean on this game. No action.
The Giants did not play the Dodgers last series, so they
played the best team in baseball. They played the Mets. They played the.
I said what I said.
You said what I said. Yeah.
We'll go on to the next one here. Just a quick reminder, it is pretty early in the season.
I know. For the time being, we're enjoying the Mets playing well because we know they'll have a good April. They'll have a decent May. They'll get injured in June, have a 8-20 July, and be out of the playoffs by August. I already know
what I've been saying all year, Sam.
We know what's going to happen, so we're going to enjoy it while it's good.
All right, we'll jump into the next one here. Colorado plus 120 is in Detroit minus 142. Sensatella against Skubal. In this one, I think there's a pretty big price I think there's a price error here. I don't really think the Tigers should be minus 142. I don't think the Rockies, the way they've been playing, should be plus 120. I get it. Rockies are on the road. Tigers are at home. But I'm fine with backing Sensatella on the road. I'm fine with backing the Rockies on the road, especially when they're plus money. So I got to them on the money line, and I got them at plus 130. So now plus 120. But I still would like it with the Rockies at this price as well. Tim, Rockies and Tigers, any thoughts on this one?
Well, the Rockies are undefeated on the road this year. A solid 2-0. But no, it's still Senzatella's been pitching pretty well this year. He's had a good couple of starts. Skubal could be a little bit better, but he's having a decent start to the year as well. No, I don't think the Tigers should be favored in this matchup. I think a lot of people are betting them just because they want to see Miggy get hit number 3,000. And that's kind of the main thing with it. I don't really like this game in particular. It's moved from a 8 to a 7.5. You got 7-mile-an-hour winds coming in. I would lean towards the over in this game. I think that we can get enough offense from these guys. I threw a couple of Rockies in my hit parlay with Connor Joe and CJ Crone. But I feel like this could be a good spot for a little bit of offense in this game. I kind of like the over, but I did not bet it.
That Connor Joe, I've never heard of Connor Joe before. And all of a sudden,
he was good last year too. Keep in mind, though, their stats may be a little inflated. That's why you kind of got to keep Colorado Rockies stats with a grain of salt, especially their offensive stats, because they do play in course. But yeah, Connor Joe's been good, and he's a great leadoff hitter.
Exactly. Nick, what do you think here in this one?
Yeah, the more and more I look at this game, I do have the first 5 under 4 in this spot. Senzatella has looked good to start the year. I do think the pitching advantage does go towards Tariq Skubal and the Detroit Tigers, though. Yes, I know Senzatella has a better ERA, but that's all he has better. Tariq Skubal has a better whip, a 1.24 whip compared to 2.05. 0.15 less walks per 9 innings for Tariq Skubal. He's a better BABIP. Better FIP, better Sierra. So the more and more I look at this, the more and more I look towards the Tigers in this game. I know during ESP show I said I lean Rockies in this game, but the more and more I looked at this, I kind of understand why the Tigers are favorites in this game. Plus, Colorado on the road is never something I'm liking to trust. Yes, I know they're 2-0 on the road this year. They played the Texas Rangers. Give me a break. That's the worst team in the American League right now. So I'm going to say pump the brakes a little bit on this Rockies team. Yes, they are the most profitable team in baseball right now, followed by the Oakland Athletics and the New York Mets. So this is the most profitable team in baseball right now. But for me, it would be a lean towards the Tigers in this game with Tariq Skubal. And I have the first 5 under, though, because just this Detroit lineup does not look great, but the pitching advantage is with Detroit. So I lean Detroit. But I like the first 5 under better.
All right. Hey, a little bit of disagreement is always good, right? I'm sure there's going to be lots of disagreement in this next one. The Blue Jays are in Houston facing the Astros, plus 146 for the Jays, minus 174 for the Astros. It is Stripling against Verlander here. Verlander, very good in his first 2 starts. Stripling has made 1 start. Didn't do too bad either. The Blue Jays are plus 146. Now, I know I've been on the Blue Jays a lot, and I know that there is definitely a pitching advantage here with Houston. Houston's lost 2 in a row. The Jays currently leading the AL East. AL East, right? It is AL, right? I'm just blanking.
For American League East. I would hope you would know what division your team is in.
Yeah, I got a brain fart there, but I just wanted to make sure I was correct. But anyways, Blue Jays playing very well. Obviously, pitching advantage for Houston, but I think the Jays bats will get it done, especially at this big plus money, I had to take them. So I am on the Blue Jays money line here. Full game, not first five. Tim, Blue Jays and Astros. What do you think here?
I did not get to anything in this game, but I was looking around a little bit because somebody I was doing with Higgs show today, and somebody mentioned Verlander having a 4-6 record against the Blue Jays in his career. So I dug up a little bit, and 2 of those wins were no hitters. So I was looking at plus 15,000 for a pitcher to throw a no hitter in this game. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, those were vastly different lineups. I think he threw one against Toronto in 2019, and then he threw one with Detroit in 2011 against Toronto as well. So 2 of his 4 wins against the Blue Jays were no hitters. I figure I'd throw that one in there. Am I betting this game? No, it would be a lean towards the under. Once again, bring up a little bit of team batting average. And, of course, your bottom 3, you got to know we have the Arizona Diamondbacks are the worst. You got the Cincinnati Reds. And then, Houston Astros, 199 batting average. They have not been particularly good. And then Toronto's at 252, so they're not doing that bad. But this has definitely got one that it could be an under. That would probably be my favorite total play of the day is going under in this Toronto game. But I did not bet it.
All right. Nick, Blue Jays and Astros. What are you doing here?
Yeah, there is a clear pitching advantage here with the Astros. I don't think that needs any explanation. We have a multiple-time Cy Young Award winner. And I know he's coming off of Tommy John, but I think he's back. 0.69 ERA, 0.69 WHIP, 10.38 strikeouts per 9 innings. His walks are a little high at 2.08 per 9, a 185 BABIP, a 267 FIP-Bill, and a 2.62 Sierra compared to Stripling, which he's been okay. 3 ERA, that's okay. 1 WHIP. I value WHIP more than I value ERA, by the way, because ERA is kind of it's an okay stat to use. It's not a live and die by your ERA. His FIP though is 3.55, which is not great, and a 5.34 Sierra, which tells me we should see a little bit of regression here with Ross Stripling for his pitching wise. When we look at the lineups here, I do not trust either of these the Blue Jays are okay, but they're facing a very tough pitcher in Verlander tonight, and the Astros have one of the worst batting averages right now, and on-base percentages have not been great. But they don't have that one guy that strikes out a lot, though. Their highest is Altuve at 24.4%, so it's not like they're striking out an awful lot. They're just their BABIPs have not been great. So this is a spot here where I took a first 5 under 4.5 with these 2 teams, expecting a low offense in the first 5 innings. And if you like the Blue Jays, I would recommend a play on them in the first 5 rather than the full game. That's kind of interesting. But because I have the Blue Jays as number 22 bullpen in baseball, and I have the Astros as the number 12 bullpen in baseball. So I do think the bullpen advantage does go towards the Houston Astros in this game, the starting pitching advantage. So I would lean Astros full game run line, maybe something along those lines. But I have the first 5 under 4.5 in this game.
All right. I'll just comment. The only thing I'll say is that the Blue Jays pitching has done pretty well, in my opinion, this year.
They are coming in off a couple good performances, but this Red Sox lineup they faced has been crap the last few games. So
luckily, the Houston lineup has also been crap this year. So
fingers
crossed that continues.
That Houston lineup has a lot of potential, though. So,
all right, we'll go on here to the next one, the last one that I chose here. Tim chose this one. Baltimore plus 160 is in LA facing Angels minus 190, a total of 9. In this one, Zimmerman against Detmers. In this one, Angels have they're 8-5. They're playing pretty well, leading their division, tied with Toronto for the lead in the league, like the conference. Baltimore, on the other hand, is Baltimore. I don't want to say never. They are still not a good team, and they are still a while away from being a good team. So my lean is with the Angels, but at minus 190. I'm not really too interested here. Zimmerman has the edge against Detmers if you're just looking at stats. But I think the Angels have a lineup advantage. But yeah, no really big opinion for me here. Tim, Orioles and Angels, what do you think here?
Yeah, I just grabbed the Angels on the run line. This one's gonna be my best bet on today's show. They've won 5 out of their last 6 games, 7 out of their last 9. They're on a little bit of a hot streak that I just do not want to get in the way of. They took 3 out of 4 from Texas. They took 2 out of 3 from Houston, and now they get Baltimore. I'm expecting them to sweep Baltimore, and I think they could run line them every single game. Baltimore is coming off of their first over of the year. Of course, the one game that I bet the under, it goes over. But this is a spot where I could see this game being a 6-1 at Angels, and I don't really see much coming out of that. Baltimore, as I mentioned earlier, Baltimore has one of the worst hitting batting averages in the league. I believe they're in the low 200s. And I mean, Angels are not high. I think Angels are sitting at 253, just above the Toronto Blue Jays, below the Chicago Cubs, when the Baltimore Orioles are currently sitting 6th on the bottom, 207 batting average altogether. So this is an Angel spot for me. I know Detmers has not been good this year. I think this is definitely a good spot for him against a team that just does not produce offense. So Angels run line for this game.
All right. Nick, do you have a different opinion here, Orioles and Angels?
I do have a total play in this one here. I like Bruce Zimmerman. I agree with what Nathan's saying in the chat here, saying the team total under for the Angels in the first 5 innings. I have the first 5 under, so I totally agree with that. I think Baltimore wins this game tonight. It was kind of annoying that Tim put that up on the site of the Angels run line, but I'm not happy with that. But I think that the Orioles are a very live underdog in this game. They have the bullpen advantage. So if you like the Angels, I would recommend a play with them in the first 5 innings, because I have the Angels as the 27th ranked bullpen in baseball, when surprisingly the Orioles are number 6. This team has been good pitching wise this year. I think the full game goes under. I like the first 5 under more than anything in this game, though. The only thing that truly worries me is Reed Detmers. I don't trust Reed Detmers too much, but when you look at this Baltimore batting lineup, I could see this as a decent start for him, because Baltimore offense does not look good. That's why they're creating a lot of unders this year. But I mean, this is a first 5 under for me, with a lean towards a full game play with the Baltimore Orioles at plus 160.
To be fair with the Baltimore pitching, they faced Tampa Bay, which that was an okay series. They faced Milwaukee with no offense, Yankees with no offense, and Oakland with no offense. So they're finally facing a team that's actually producing runs. No, their pitching's not going to hold up against the Angels. I don't care how good Zimmerman's been this year.
So, yeah. Well, we'll have to see. Noel kind of leans Baltimore. I don't really have much of an opinion in this one, but we'll see. We'll definitely see what happens. Going on to last pitch. Basically, the only game that we did not talk about that I have a pick in. I am backing the New York Mets on the money line, minus 125, against this Arizona team. Yes, Arizona played very well against Washington, but as I said earlier in the show, Washington and the Mets are 2 completely different teams. So I will happily back the Mets at minus 125 on the money line. I'll go over the picks that I already gave. San Francisco on the money line, Colorado on the money line, Toronto on the money line, and the Mets on the money line. My 4 games for MLB tonight. Tim, last pitch. What do you got for us?
Yeah, I know. Shocker. I'm going to be on the Mets as well tonight. But we've seen David Peterson pitch against the Arizona Diamondbacks already, where he pitched 4 1/3, 3 hits, no earned runs, 4 strikeouts. And Peterson has gone 8 1/3 innings this year of 6 hits and no earned runs. He's had a solid performance this year. I think he keeps it going, and it's definitely nice to have extra arms that the Mets didn't expect to really be all that good. And Peterson and McGill all of a sudden pop up and throw really well. Other plays I have tonight, I grabbed Tampa Bay at -135. That was before that line ballooned to 160. And then I like Seattle as well. I think that's going to be a good spot. And then quick NBA, I like Milwaukee and Phoenix for the NBA playoffs tonight. But yeah, those are my last pitch things.
All right. I completely stayed off NBA today.
Memphis money line, never in doubt last night. +1,000 live line as well.
Nick, what do you have here for last pitch?
I'm rocking a little bit of Chicago Cubs first 5 run line. I like that a little bit. Backing Drew Smiley. I'm going with the first 5 under with Cleveland and the Yankees. I am also on the Mets run line. I took that at +125. I went a little bit further there. I took the Dodger run line as well because they're 9-3 this year. They're 9-3 against the run line. The Mets are 10-4. They're 10-4 against the run line. 2 very profitable teams when it comes to run line betting. I'm right back on the Mariners run line today. They killed me yesterday a little bit, but I went right back to them today at +150 for that. And yeah, that's about it.
All right. Lane asks here, do we take the tempting LAD -1.5 plus money? I did not, and I didn't get to this game at all. The reason why, San Diego has been playing very well, and they played the Dodgers very well. And in past history, they do play the Dodgers well. So I'm not touching that game. But that's just me.
You can say San Diego played well, but they played against Cincinnati, Atlanta, and then started the season with Arizona. So I that's where most of their wins came from. And when they actually played a good team in San Francisco, they only won 1 out of the 3. I'm still not high on this San Diego team, but I don't care what the records are. These 2 teams always play close games. I would never take a run line. I'd rather take the San Diego +1.5 than the Dodger -1.5. But that's just me.
Yeah. Well, it'll be a huge test for the Padres if they want to show that they're the real deal. Yeah, winning tonight.
It's like when the Mets play the Yankees. I would never take a run line in that game.
There you go. We'll move on to best bets, best parlay pieces, dog of the day, over under. And we'll start as we always do with dog of the day here. Let me grab it here. For me, obviously back and forth. Do I go Toronto? Do I go Colorado? I'm taking the Rockies. I'm backing the Rockies as my dog. Brian agreed with me. He went with Colorado. And Nathan went with Baltimore. Tim and Nick, neither of you chose a dog. Have you changed your mind? Or
I would lean probably Padres, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to take a dog today.
All right, Nick.
The only one that's really catching my eye is Baltimore, but I'm going to stay
Cleveland.
off.
Or Cleveland could be a good option.
Or the Nationals. The Nationals could be another one, but no, I didn't bet it.
No, I definitely hope the Nationals aren't one. But all right, we'll move on to over under. None for me here. No total today. Nick, you went Houston, Toronto, first 5 under 4.5.
Correct.
And Tim went full game under 8.5. Bryant took Oakland, Texas over 7.5. And Nathan went Milwaukee, Philadelphia, first 5 over 4.5 for his over under. Best bets, best parlay pieces. I'm going San Francisco on the money line against the Nationals as my best bet. Best parlay piece, Toronto +3.5. Nick, you went Cardinals money line as your best bet. Dodgers money line as your parlay piece. Tim, Angels -1.5 as your best bet. Mets +1.5 as your parlay piece. That was actually going to be my parlay piece, but I decided to get something different, so I went with Toronto. Hopefully, both cash. Bryant went with a parlay here. He's taking Colorado team total over 3.5 and the Dodgers money line at plus 213. And best parlay piece, Yankees Cleveland over 6.5. And Nathan is going big balls here today with a 3-gamer. Milwaukee first 5 team total over 1.5, with Seattle team total over 0.5, and St. Louis money line on the first 5 plus 302.
What, only
his
3
best
legs?
bet.
That's kind of weak. Come on.
And then parlay piece, Seattle first 5 team total over 0.5. That's pretty good for a first 5. Just need to get 1 run. So
Yeah.
good luck there. And that is it. That is the show. What do you think about Brewers and Phillies?
Lean Brewers, but didn't bet it.
Yeah, I didn't get to anything. Noel says Cleveland. Probably his dog.
Hey, I'm never gonna talk you off of fading the Yankees.
Nathan says over for Milwaukee Philly.
Sure.
And Omar says first 5 is at over 4.5 plus 100. Or full game over 8.
I would, if you're going overs, go full game because you get more time.
Add the bullpen.
Add the bullpens.
All right. And that's the show. Best of luck to everybody tonight. Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Tomorrow will be an all-in-one show at 1 p.m. Eastern for MLB and NHL. And the NHL show will be on in just under a half hour. So best of luck to everybody tonight. And I will see you tomorrow for another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. Let's go Blue Jays.